UFC Fight Night Cannonier versus Borralho is in the can, and wow, what an absolutely amazing card. Normally, the Apex cards are absolute hot, stinking piss, but this card over-delivered. That main card was absolutely amazing. All 6 fights over-delivered, in my opinion. All finishes or Fight of the Night contenders, Fight of the Nights, whatever you want to call it. An absolutely amazing end to a card. Possibly Fight Night of the Year. But yeah. Shit, let's recap it all. Now, starting with the main event we had between Cannonier versus Borralho. Borralho does it. No grappling whatsoever. The leg kicks and everything were there. The strikes were there. He was evading Cannonier's hooks for the most part. He got caught by them in rounds 2 and 4, the rounds I gave to Cannonier, but for the most part, Kai was on the outside, keeping Cannonier away with the straights, and when he was pressuring and he threw that 1-2, those were the moments where it sent Cannonier to the Shadow Realm, and apparently they didn't want him there, so they just fucking passed him back down to reality. And yeah, he hit him with the 1-2. Cannonier's biggest weakness. That 1-2, that straight 1-2 down the pipe has been Cannonier's weakness pretty much for his entire career. You can look at the Dominic Reyes fight. You can look at even the Vettori, the first round of the Vettori fight. What is it? Against Imavov, against Kyle Borralho. As we saw just now, it's been his weakness pretty much during his whole career. Not winging hooks, not all that shit. A straight 1-2, the basic combination in boxing. The first thing you learn. Crazy, but yeah, Kyle, won the first round with the leg kicks. Round 2, Cannonier came back with some hooks. Round 3, it was Kyle on the outside. Round 4, and he wobbled Cannonier. And yeah, he was on the outside for the most part. In round 4, Cannonier came back strong. Round 5, Cannonier wasn't doing much. Kai was controlling the pace. And then at the end of the fight, another blitzing 1-2 as he was pressuring Cannonier down against the cage. And yeah, bro used his reboot card, got himself back into the cage, and somehow survived. Kai should have thrown some more elbows, but if you wanted the TKO. But yeah, 10-8 for sure. I gave it 48-46 to Kyle. Main event prediction king right here. 16-2 out of the last 18 since the Brendan Allen Chris Curtis rematch. We're 16-2 on main events, and yeah, this got Fight of the Night. Obviously should have, and yeah, good shit by Kyle. He should fight Adesanya if Adesanya wants to fight at 185. He just proved that he's an exciting fighter. And if Adesanya wants to potentially regain the belt and fight Dricus in a rematch, fight Kyle. Fight Kyle, the exciting contender. And yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, in my opinion. So, yeah. Now, the co-main event, surprisingly a good fight. You know, normally Angela Hill fights aren't the best. They're decent scraps for the most parts. I know the Lemos one was fun, but this one was an all-out, I'll get you down, I'm fucking kicking you off of me type of fight. Like, it was a scrap. And you gotta feel bad for Angela Hill. Pretty much the Michael Johnson of women's MMA. Bunch of weird, close decision losses. You know what, now that I'm looking at it, a Michael Johnson, Jorge Masvidal hybrid, because she keeps getting robbed in these decisions. I clearly had her winning rounds 2 and 3. Clearly out-damaging her. Tabitha Ricci, round 1 even was close. All the rounds were close, but I thought Angela Hill did more damage for the most part. Cage control really wasn't a factor as they were exchanging positions and whatnot the entire time, rotating off the cage and whatnot, but it was a fun scrap. It was at least a fun scrap. Tabitha Ricci beats Angela Hill, and yeah, moves up the ranks. Good for her. And now to the tough fights. This was Lober Oh my god, Loader. Oh my goodness. Loader versus Valentine. I mean, just yeah, straight to the ground game. Popped his shoulder early on in the fight. It was a good showing. I don't know if what he's gonna be because normally, or not normally, sorry, recently these tough winners haven't gone so far. But this guy's shown to have a decent, at least, round game. Loader, that is. And yeah, proved it against a guy like Valentine. And just, good performance. What can you say? It was a good performance. And yeah. And the other one, fucking Santos slumping this guy. I thought the other dude would get his wrestling off a bit better, but turns out he didn't. Santos slumped this guy, and this knockout resembled a pure fucking slumped out KO. Normally we get our face flat KOs or what is it? That kind of shit, standing TKO. No, this was a slumping knockout. This dude sat down after getting knocked out, running in face first into the hook counter of Santos. Beautiful setup by Santos to land that hook. Kind of Yuri Pereira style in the rematch at the end of the first round, but way more effective. So yeah, good shit for him, and congrats to him on his tough victory too. Now, Morales versus Magny. Oh wow, you're picking Neil Magny. What a horrible pick. It wasn't even a bad pick. You can't even say, because he was doing Magny things in the first round, like clinching him up. Nothing really happened prior to that. Morales landed like 3 strikes, but the judges are gonna forget about that shit immediately if somebody controls out the round from there on out. And what is it? Magny was doing his regular shit, clinch festing, kind of using the same tripping style that we saw DDP do on Izzy, which was, I don't know, I just saw that when Magny put the guy on the knees, but eventually Morales disengaged and hit him with a clean spinning elbow, and yeah, puts the guy down. Wasn't a bad pick in my opinion. I'm going to just talk about that. It wasn't a bad pick, and Morales, proved that he's worthy of being in the top 15. Neil Magny doesn't let all the contenders through. He knows who's worthy to be in the top 15. He has the keys to the gate. All right, you got to understand, Neil Magny is the ultimate gatekeeper. If you belong, you're fucking in. If you don't, he'll boot you out. Mike Malott thought he was in, and Magny, played him a bit. He played him a bit. He was like, oh, you're winning the round. Let me just humble you up real quick. But I guess Magny during this fight found out that, Morales is pretty strong and legit in the clinch. So I'm going to just let him through. Let's just say that's how that fight went. And now we got 3 undefeated fighters at welterweight in the rankings. Shavkat Machado and now Michael Morales. Good win for him. Surprised that he didn't get a performance bonus, though. Spinning elbow? No bonus? Really? Whatever, dude. Now, the real main event. The people's main event. My main event. Don't fucking doubt GM3. Why is GM3 a lock? Why is GM3 a lock? This is why. Edmund... No. Sorry. I was gonna talk about how he has flawed cardio, which he does and slows down. I actually thought he slowed down, but damn, he was gassed out after throwing all those strikes. No. I swear I predicted this fight perfectly. First round, it's stand up on the feet where GM3 is evading those right hands, but Edmund is teeing off, and he does win that round. And that went to a T. Round 2, what is it? I said immediately GM3 goes for the grappling, and he does. And to be fair, Edmund defends him. He defends him well, and eventually puts GM3 down with a right hand to the body or something. I think that was a right hand to the body or to the head. I have to rewatch that actually, because from first glance, I think it was a body shot. Even if it wasn't head or body, puts GM3 down, and GM3 doesn't just shell up. Immediately shell up, what is it? Sorry, shell up and grab his opponent's head for control to slow them down. You should do that once you kind of calmed everything down. No. Edmund was fresh, and GM3 knew he had to move around to at least, evade the shots. So he scrambled. He shot for some takedowns from underneath. Unsuccessful, but hey, he was moving around and the strikes weren't getting through. Eventually, when Edmund slows down, then he kind of just trapped him. He grabbed his head and slowed him down, and you could see Edmund was gassed out there. And what is it? From there, it's a GM3 special. They get back up onto the feet. Edmund is gassed beyond his mind. I just thought all of this would happen in the third round for a special and vintage GM3 finish. But it happened at the end of the second. And what is it? Edmund's gassed out. He shoots him for a double, turns the corner, dumps him, and immediately pounces on that, arm triangle choke. And he knew. I think his corner probably told him it's the end of the round. At least put a little bit of oomph on this. A bit of, something to leave in this kid's mind going into round 3. But no, GM3 not only puts it in his mind, he gets him to tap out. And legendary. That's some legendary shit from GM3. He got his bonus. Possibly one of the comebacks of the year. I don't know what. Nothing comes to mind yet, but GM3 was out, but he was moving around and doing all this shit and got through eventually. I guess Magnum a lot, you kind of have to say, was, comeback of the year. But hey, Edmund had GM3 almost knocked out, and yet he was able to shoot takedowns and scramble his way back up and get the guy out in the same round. Kinda Sumu Darji versus Matt Schnell style. So yeah, good job, my guy GM3. Legendary status achieved. Didn't even need the third round. That's how good he is. And now to the prelims. I mean, the prelims were a bit uneventful, let's be honest, but that main card, it's worth it. Those 6 fights made up for the kind of lackluster shit on the rest of the card. What is it? Budka, not Budka, the Bazooka, sorry. Budka, Bazooka, whatever you want to pronounce his name, versus Marshall. I thought Bazooka, Budka, whatever, I'm not getting it all confused in my head. The Bazooka should have grappled this guy, in my mind. He didn't. Marshall did instead. Teed him up on the feet too, dropped him badly in the second round, it was, I believe. And yeah, just pushed the pace on him. I think this was a split decision for some odd reason. I have no idea why. And yeah, should have been a clear decision for Marshall. At least he got the win, though, and didn't get robbed. Angela Hill style. Zachary Reese versus this Medellina guy that lost to, lost on the Contender Series. And there was like a meme drop, how Tori Finn is the big husky short middleweight dude who got turned down by Dana White and absolutely torn to shreds in that press conference. How he had to sit on the sidelines and watch this guy who lost on the Contender Series get his shot in the UFC. And Zachary Reese just dealt with this guy on the feet, on the ground, on everything, just proving to be a better fighter. Should have gotten a finish, though. This guy, his striking defense wasn't all there, and somehow Zachary Reese couldn't get to his chin. Wobbled him around a bit, but still could have put him out. Now, Borralho versus Lontop. Again, split decision? Really? Borralho clearly outdamaged the guy. For the majority of the fight, it was even, but the cleaner shots were being landed by Borralho. And yeah, shows how good Chase Hooper is on the feet. And yeah, crazy. What else do I have to say about this fight? James Lontop, possibly in contendership for some of the worst tattoos in the UFC. Those face tats and that what is it? He has a few letters on his neck. At least Kyle's shit, it fits in with his character, and at least it's kind of cool to some extent. The stuff on this dude, like, I was just looking at it for like a solid minute on the fit when they were like staring down, like, why did he get these like tatted on his face? Insane. But hey, Borralho won, clearly outdamaged. Why was it a split decision? And at least we got to see the Slava dance at the end. And yeah, now Cavalcante versus Nunes. Cavalcante just beat this dude up for the majority of the fight. This little Brazilian gal was marching forward and eating Cavalcante's shots for the whole fight. And it was a great decision win for Cavalcante. And what is it? Oh my god, I'm forgetting her name. Chang. For the sake of not being wrong, let's just say the Chinese fighter who beat Valentina Shevchenko in a Muay Thai fight, apparently. I didn't even know that going into the fight, but apparently she did. Absolutely starches this girl out. I know this girl has been a highlight reel for top contenders, like Manon Fior, Natalia Silva, and all this told me is, whoever this gal is, she's not Liang Na, the gal who went 0-4 in the UFC all via finish. She's gonna be a top contender. Because if you KO this girl, it's like a magic charm to get you into top contendership status. Contendership status eventually. Yeah, oh my god, finally got through it. And yeah, puts her out in a minute. Great card. Yeah. Respect to Cannonier. And let's go GM3. Peace.